Minimalism in retirement. Big topic lately, right? Minimalism. It's been all over the place, all over YouTube as well. If you're anything like me, though, I can't do the extreme minimalism that a lot of people talk about. I'm more for moderate minimalism. Here are 6 ways you can go about achieving moderate minimalism. Moderate minimalism it's kind of like a half-step minimalism, where you don't feel comfortable having one table, 1 or 2 chairs, maybe a pot in the living room. What do you do when guests come? Okay, there we go. We'll stare at the wall. How about that? No TV or anything. Or if you have a TV, it's a little tiny one in the corner. Maybe you have a couple shirts in the closet. I don't know. Things like that. That's too extreme for me. Just too extreme. I need to have some stuff, right? I need to have some stuff. Not a lot, but I need some. So, here are 6 ways you can go about achieving moderate minimalism. Number 1, what I did is I reduced my belongings over time. I went over a 10-year period of moving 3 times. Each time I moved, I took less stuff with me. Well, have to admit, number 1, because it's a pain in the butt moving, isn't it? And if you do it over and over again, it's just a real pain. So naturally, over time, I was able to reduce a lot of my belongings. I went from like a 1,200 square foot house down to about 750 rental, down to about 500 foot rental in the end. So naturally, a lot of my stuff couldn't go. So you can naturally achieve moderate minimalism just over time through moving. That's the easiest way to do it that I've found. Now that I've moved into the place I am now, it's a little bit larger, a little over 1,000 square feet, but it was furnished when I bought it. So I didn't have to trug, a lot of that stuff with me. So I just kind of fell into this place I'm at now. It's the best way to do it though, over time, moving. Just condense your stuff. You don't need all that. Number 2, take clothes that you don't need any longer to thrift stores. I love going to thrift stores. You can get so much cool stuff there, can't you? Go through your clothes, maybe, twice a year. Doesn't have to be twice, do it once. Find out what stuff you no longer want. Or you might, here's the thing, you might want it, but how often do you wear it? I found that out a lot of times with me. It's like, I'll be digging through the stuff in the back of my closet. It's like, oh, I love that. But when's the last time I wore it? If you can get past that hurdle of saying, I haven't worn this in a year, it's out. And sometimes that could be a big hurdle, depending on the stuff you're buying, right? Some of it might be kind of cool. If you can get by that, that's another easy step toward moderate minimalism. Don't have to have 1 or 2 shirts hanging in the closet. You can have a nice closet. Just go through your stuff periodically. Get rid of your shoes, your clothes. Take them to thrift stores. Donate them. If they're really cool stuff, put them up on eBay or something. You could actually make some money from being a moderate minimalist. Number 3, this is the best minimalist invention I've found. By far, also probably the best thing I've ever bought in the last, I'd say, 10 years. Kindle. Kindles are amazing. I am an avid reader. I read minimum 2 hours a day. Minimum. Sometimes a lot more than that. I used to have 2, almost 3 bookshelves full of books. Paperbacks, hardcover, all that stuff. Once I got my Kindle, and in the course of moving, I took those books and I donated them to thrift stores. Because I can fit anything I want in my Kindle. Oh, Kindles are just amazing, amazing inventions. You can hold hundreds of books. I probably almost up to 1,000 on my Kindle. Kindles are one of the best minimalist inventions, even though it probably wasn't intended for that, ever done. Number 4, simplify your finances. Instead of having money spread across 3 different banks, put it down to 1. Or if you might have a brick and mortar bank where you keep some of your money there just for ease of use. And you might have another bank, online, getting a little better interest rate. If you have more than that, do you really need it? Simplify your finances. Simplify. I mean, I have two 401ks that I'm thinking about putting into one because although they are a little bit different, they're still close enough that I might be able to get away with one. Who wants all that clutter in your mind or even on a piece of paper? Here are the things that I have at 10 different places. If you can, if it makes sense, condense that. Condense it all. It makes everything so much more clear, right? You don't have to worry about, okay, what's over here? What's over here? Did I forget anything? Condense it. Condense your finances. Makes it a lot easier. Number 5, limit your time on social media. Now this is something, I shouldn't be saying this because I'm on YouTube, right? I'm a YouTube channel. I minimalize my time on social media. Instead of getting all that cluttering in my mind, I'm practicing moderate minimalism in my mind. You don't need all that stuff cluttering it up, right? You don't need all those other people that you might find on Instagram, TikTok, wherever, YouTube, showing all these things that, their life is perfect, whatever. It's like, it's not, but it's easy to fall into that, right? Even outside of that. Don't have it where you have to check your online stuff 3-4 times a day. Limit it. Or if you can't do that, limit it like on a minute basis. Give yourself 30 minutes a day instead of 3 hours a day. Practice minimalism in your mind. It really helps make things more clear. At least in my case, I found that it does. So guys, you don't have to do all this on an extreme basis like some of these minimalist people say. You don't need to do that. You can do it in a moderate fashion, okay? If any of you is watching me for the first time, my name is Duane, and I retired at 59 with a little over $500,000 2 years ago. This community is for people of like-minded individuals with moderate income. If you're interested in that, think about subscribing. And if you like the video, like it as well. The last one I have for you, big number 6. Stop multitasking. Have you ever noticed, I don't know if you have, if you're adept at multitasking, I know for me sometimes it's a chore. And I notice that my mind just goes all over the place when I'm multitasking, right? I can't give all my focus to one thing that I really should be giving all my focus to. I'm putting kind of like a half effort into everything that I'm doing at the same time. Slow down, guys. Slow down. You're in retirement, okay? Slow down. You don't need to be multitasking. Take that clutter out of your mind. Practice minimalism in your mind. It's easy to do once you do it. Take those 5 things you might have on your to-do list, spread them out. You don't have to be doing them all at one time. Even if you have a partner that says, hey, why haven't you got to number 4 yet? Relax. Practice minimalism in your mind. Slow down on the multitasking. Take it one step at a time. It's easy, right? All these things, some of them may be hard at first, but over time, it'll get easier. And slowly, all that clutter will start to dissipate. That's what you want. Remember, we got this.